Universal Orlando loves to do things big. Big globe, big roller coaster. But what about the small things, the little details that make a place like this very, very special? That is what I am going to be focusing on in today's video. I'm going to be taking you around Universal Studios Florida and sharing with you some of my favorite little things that make this park special. Some details around the park that you might have never even noticed. So welcome to another episode of Vincent Vision. Watcha! So we're starting this video off in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. We're here in the Hollywood section of the park, and what's really cool about this area is a lot of these buildings that you see and you walk past are actual buildings that exist in California or existed at some point in time. But something that is still there now and something you probably walk over every single day here when you come to Universal are the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. These are based off the actual stars on Hollywood Boulevard, and a lot of these actors and singers and radio personalities are people who have their own actual stars in California. But here at Universal Studios Florida, there are actually some extra stars. Now, normally the way you can tell how somebody earned their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is by the symbol. You have one for TV, you have one for film, you have one for radio, music. Some of these stars actually have the Universal Studios arch as their symbol, and that is because these are people who were influential in creating the park or are currently very influential to making the park now. Some of these are names that you might recognize. Right now, Mark Woodbury has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He is the current CEO of Universal. He's that guy in the Epic Universe video who really hypes it up. Tom Williams is a gentleman who was a CEO of Universal for a very, very long time. I think he was even the general manager of Universal Studios when this place first opened up in 1990. You can see him in a lot of the opening day videos, standing next to Steven Spielberg and all that. There are some others as well, Robert Ward, Bob Galt. These are all guys who were influential in the creation of Universal Studios Florida. And even some fictional characters have earned a spot on the Hollywood Walk of Fame here. Woody Woodpecker used to be the original park icon. He's got a star right there, right by the Jason Bourne show. There's so many different celebrities here on the Walk of Fame. Next time you're passing through the Hollywood section, see if you can spot some of your favorites. Now we have arrived at the recently opened DreamWorks Land. This brand new area of the park has got a lot of stuff going on, and believe it or not, there's actually a lot of really fun details in here that you might have not noticed on your first pass through. So I love theme park design. I love the details and the process that is involved with creating theme park lands. And when you design an area of the park like DreamWorks Land, you think of the details from the top all the way to the bottom. I'm still talking about floors here in this video, specifically the different walkways here in the DreamWorks Land, because it's split up between Shrek, Trolls, and Kung Fu Panda, and as you walk in between those three movies, the walkways under you change to signify that you're entering a new land. Now, this isn't something brand new. All theme parks have done this all the time, but it's nice to see it applied here at DreamWorks Land. When you're going through the Shrek area, it's all brown, muddy, and you can actually see footprints of little baby ogres, some big ogre feet. You can even see some donkey hooves. As you pass through the Trolls area of DreamWorks Land, all the floor is glittering and shining like you're Guy Diamond, you're in a Trolls movie. And then when you head over to Kung Fu Panda, the floor actually has leaves imprinted in it. They've kind of carved wood onto the cement of the ground to make it look like you're walking onto a bridge. And they even have some fake rivers that go with the water play area theme of this section. I love a good themed stroller parking sign, and here in DreamWorks Land, there are 3 of them for each of the sections. So take a look at those if you like that kind of stuff. Even E.T.'s got a brand new sign as well that I love. There are some small wood carvings in the Shrek play area that are meant to be Shrek's kids' toys. Their names escape me right now. I think it's Finkus and Fargle? I think there's 3 of them. But one of my favorite Easter eggs that I just learned about thanks to a very kind team member here in DreamWorks Land, and I don't know how truthful it is or not, but there's King Harold's Silly Swamp Symphony. These are the frogs that when you press the lily pads, they make noises. Apparently, these same frogs were built by the company who built the Budweiser frogs for the classic 1990s commercial. Budweiser. And as a tribute to that, if you step on the lily pads in a certain way, the frogs will actually say, Budweiser. All right, Ellison, show them how it's done. It's this one right here, it's that guy right there, and then the furthest one out over there. Hit him with the Budweiser. Good job. That's so funny. That fun fact's a little bit more for the adults here in DreamWorks Land, but still very, very funny. Great little area of the park. Welcome to Springfield, USA. Heaven on earth for Simpsons fans here at Universal. There are a lot of big sights and sounds here, the giant Lard Lad donuts, and there's a lot of really fun details here that true Simpsons fans will recognize. One of them is the statue here of the founder of Springfield, Mr. Jebediah Springfield, in the show that sits here right at the center of Springfield Town Square. Though from walking down the main street, it seems like it's missing a very, very important detail, his iconic quote. Don't worry, that quote is still here. It's actually behind the statue. Come on, come down this way. All you gotta do is come around the corner over here, and it is right over here. A noble spirit embiggens the smallest man. Another fun stop here in Springfield is Moe's Tavern. This is probably like the second most popular Simpsons location next to like their actual house. This is an actual bar. You can sit down and get a Duff beer. There's some fun things to look for in here as well. One of them is the Love Tester. Have you actually ever tried the Love Tester? This has shown up in a bunch of different episodes. You can actually use it here and see if you're a Casanova or a Coldfish. So we're gonna try it out on camera. Let's see what I get. This is the most accurate, 100%. This is me. All right, let's see. Just gotta give it a little squeeze. Hey, a tamale. Good, this thing is working like it should. So it's 100% accurate. Try it out when you come here. And one of my favorite gags here in the Springfield area is right by the Quickie Mart. This is one of the souvenir shops here in the land. There's a payphone here right by the Quickie Mart, and it rings every so often like this, and if you pick it up, you can actually hear a message from one of the residents of Springfield.
I'm a little rushed, so I'm taking a nap. If you see any suspicious activity, I tell you what, just take care of it yourself.
I've picked this phone up a couple times already, and it's been different every single way. So if you want a fun little gag here, pick up some phones. We love secret audio here in theme parks. You might get a funny message from your favorite Simpsons character. Or it might ring like this if you hold it like that. I forgot how to use a payphone. So behind me is the only thing that's left of what used to be Amity Village here at Universal. This is where the Jaws ride used to be. The bathrooms still exist, and in a fun little reference to the Jaws movie, the little lady in the sign for the women's restroom is actually missing a leg. This is, of course, a reference to the iconic first scene in the Jaws movie where the girl is swimming and she gets snatched up by the shark. Really fun detail and very, very easy to miss. So our next stop is a place called Diagon Alley, probably the most visited area of the park, and as you would expect with any Harry Potter stuff here at Universal, there are tons of small details that make this place special. And as you would expect, a lot of them have been talked about already. There are some things that I don't think get mentioned very often though, like for example, how when you're in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the terminology for things in the park change. Everywhere else at Universal, you're taking the elevator to get to the second level, but here at Diagon Alley, you're using the lift. Stroller parking becomes pram parking, but my absolute favorite small detail, in fact, the whole thing that kind of like sparked this video idea is right here at the entrance to Diagon Alley. It's actually the sign above the Leaky Cauldron. Now, this is a restaurant here in Diagon Alley. You can have your food. There's a big cauldron at the end of the restaurant. That's why it's called the Leaky Cauldron. And the sign has a crack on it as well. But what I think a lot of people don't notice is that every so often, that sign actually has a little tiny drip drop of water that comes down it every so often, like a leaky cauldron. Now, when you're passing through here in Diagon Alley and there are 1,000 people walking through every single day, do you think people notice that? No, but it's there. Somebody built that and made that and put it in the sign so that someone like me could notice that and take the attention to detail to this place to a whole nother level. Just in general, all these theme park lands really reward people for looking up, but I've found that especially so in the Harry Potter lands. So next time you're here in Diagon Alley, take a little extra look around and see if you find something you've never seen before. Our next stop brings us to the San Francisco. That's from Big Hero 6. Our next stop brings us to the San Francisco area of the park, and we are here at Richter's Burgers, an unassuming restaurant from the outside. This is just like a burger and fries place, and maybe you wouldn't think to come in here, but there's actually a lot of really little details that I think people miss out on if they're not coming to this restaurant. This restaurant is called Richter's. It's based off the Richter scale. There used to be a ride here called Earthquake, the big one. And all around the restaurant there are references to earthquakes, the big San Francisco earthquake that sort of inspired the ride. There's a picture of Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Something that happens every so often here in this restaurant that can be hard to miss is that an actual earthquake will happen. Well, sort of. Inside the restaurant, there's a big display of a man holding the Richter scale, and every 15 minutes or so inside the restaurant, the alarm will go off, and then one of the employees will yell, "Earthquake!" and then there'll be a big ling, 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 ling alarm, kind of like this. It's a really fun detail that's easy to miss if you're not here at the right time. I think this restaurant also recently went through like a menu change. So if you're looking for burgers and fries here at Universal and you've never been to Richter's before, give it a shot. You might like it. We made it to New York. This section of the park is super big. It's got a lot of people who live in New York, believe it or not. You got the Blues Brothers, they got a spot over here. Imhotep and his mummies over at the Revenge of the Mummy have a place, which, by the way, one of my favorite little shop details is that you can actually go into Sahara Traders, the gift shop for the Mummy ride, and buy a symbol of the Magi from the ride. I love ride-specific souvenirs, and I think this one here is one of the best and easy to miss. Jimmy Fallon has a spot here as well, and it seems recently that the New York section of the park has gotten some new residents. If you walk down the brownstone street where all these fake apartments are here in the New York area, if you actually look up into the windows, you might notice some pets from the Secret Life of Pets movies sticking out, looking over guests in the park. Kind of like how your dog would do if he lived in New York and he had a big window to look out of. I did a video talking about Islands of Adventure and like all the rides I wish were at Islands of Adventure, like my perfect version of the park. I haven't done one for Universal Studios Florida yet, but I think if they had a Secret Life of Pets ride here in the New York area, that to me makes so much sense. The ride from California, bring it over here. I think it's so cute. But until that actually does happen, we've got the pets from Secret Life of Pets looking out the windows. A fun little detail to look out for while you're here. And last but not least, we are stopping here at the Minion Cafe, one of the newest restaurants at Universal. One of my favorite restaurants to eat at. So many fun little details in here, but my favorite thing are the Minions lockers. The break room section of the restaurant is so well themed, such fun little things to look for. But if you look into each of the lockers, you can see all the different Minions belongings. You can see Seward stuff, Bob stuff. King Bob has got his crown in there with his little teddy bear Tim. Super cute. We love that teddy bear. Definitely eat at this restaurant because it's really good food, and explore because there is so much stuff in here to take note of. And that, my friends, is all I've got for today's video. Hopefully when you watch this video, you found some things you'd never seen before here at the park. If there's other little small things here in the park that I didn't talk about, please let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. But until then, I am gonna get on out of here. Thank you guys for watching another Vincent Vision. I hope you had fun having fun with me. Please, if you're looking for more Universal videos like this one, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.